navigate anything in this confused world, I want to be able to see in the darkness. Amen. And in that, our cross is the model. An implement of torture, an implement of death, became a symbol of life. So, your second assignment. Look at one dead thing this week. It might be in your heart. It might be in your behaviors. It might be in your attitude. And determine, with God's help and guidance, and maybe a guidance from someone else too, where you can change it into a life-affirming reality. We are resurrection people? Good. If we're resurrection people, then I guess God has given us the capacity to turn death into life. How about it? You think you maybe turn death? Can you give turning death into life a shot? Can you give turning death into life a possibility? Even in your own life, the aspects that are dead, the aspects that are not activated. Can you make that kind of change? You sure enough can't do it by yourself. Who's going to help you? Who's going to assist you? Who's going to lift it up? And I'm not just talking about playing the lottery. Though, if the lottery is your God, then I guess I am talking about it. That's the fun thing about being Lutheran. They sure taught us theology. Luther said a long time ago, that which you love and hold dear the most is your God. It is my sincere prayer that God is, in fact, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The God that is the first person of the Trinity, God. The one who created the world, God. The one who walked on earth in the person of Jesus, God. The one whose spirit dwells over us and still calls us and stands beside us to lift us up and to give us hope. That God. I hope that's your God. If not, it's time for a game change. What? One aspect of your life that can turn that was death, or that is death, and make it life. The third thing that this text lifts up is that there's an aspect of stewardship and ownership to life with God and with one another in ministry. Note that it says in the text, each person, now the text says man, but we understand that to be human beings. Each human being will have his or her own fig tree. Each human being will sit by your own garden and say, wow, this is mine. But lest you think that's a business proposition, designed by self-starters who have no need of God. Let me describe a situation to you. You own precisely so you can give. Y'all didn't hear me. Somebody should be. You own precisely so you can give. Give it away. Let me describe for you very easily, and young people hear this too, because you can tell your friends. You know what the difference between heaven and hell is? It's really not much. Matter of fact, they actually look kind of the same. Everybody's sitting around a room. There's lots of food, and everybody has long implements. Big forks, big spoons, big knives, and the trick is to eat. The only difference between heaven and hell is that the people in hell are trying to feed themselves with the big forks, the big knives, and the big spoons, and they can't do it. They say, this is too big, I can't get the food into my mouth, and they're all frustrated, all the food's rotten, and they're going crazy. In heaven, they're feeding one another. You over there, have some of this. You over here, have some of this. They're feeding one another. That's what it's about. You own so you can feed somebody else. You have so you can give to someone else. You own because then you can pass it on. Not in some future, not simply to your kids or to those who you like, so that you can give to someone who does not have for whatever reason. That's why that is the case. So, yes, it's all about redistribution. It's gathering so that there is something to give away. Amen? Yeah. Gathering so that there is, in fact, something to give away. And then giving so that God's name may be praised. So that both in seeing Union Community Church are saying to one another, see how they love one another. See how they give to one another. See how they show forth what God is all about. Your third assignment is figure out this week how you can give from a distance. You've got a long fork, and you've got to feed somebody. How are you going to do it this week? One opportunity. You're not feeding yourself. You're feeding someone else. Now, that could be literally or figuratively. Well, to figure that out. That's your third task. And I would maintain that if you indeed embrace the command of encouragement, teach how to change death into life, and then also give from yourself, because ownership is only the beginning. The hilltop will be the mountain. The hilltop will be the magnet. We speak of building a spiritual food pantry here, so those who desire to come can come. That is the dream, that is the vision. And when they come, they will be fed. And when they come, they will be nourished. And the day to start that is today. Who's going to be fed? Who's going to be nourished? Who's going to be encouraged? Who's going to be able to say, UCC stands for United Church of Christ. UCC stands for Union Community Church. And UCC stands for Uniting Compassion and Completeness. UCC, all for thee. UCC, all for thee. With all my heart, with all my soul, with all my gifts, I stand with you. I work with you. And I beseech you to embrace what God has given so you can act powerfully, prayerfully, and hopefully in God's name. Let the church say,